No, it was good. We're really happy with the way we played against Gold Coast, but that's done now, and we're really looking forward to getting after Hawthorn in round 2.
You were able to win each of the four quarters. It doesn't happen that often in a game unless you're totally dominant. So was that satisfying, the fact that even though it was pretty close in that final quarter, that you were able to keep going till the end?
Yeah, I think consistent effort was something that was really pleasing, and we played to our structures pretty well over the 4 quarters. But we've reflected on that, and it's done now, and looking forward to Hawthorn.
Obviously, big talking point during week, Buddy missing. It's probably a big talking point every week at this stage. You're probably seeing sign of what's to come from next year if things are busy in the season. What do you kind of expect from these guys like Hayden, Logan, Joel to kind of fill that Buddy-sized gap from here on?
I think it's just bring what they bring to the team and just play in our system. Bud's been really good for us, but it's sort of, it's unfortunate he's suspended, but it's next man up, and whoever that is that comes in is, I'm sure will play their role and doesn't have to do anything amazing and over the top. So we're looking forward to it.
It's a bit of a shame that he doesn't get played. Looks like it's happened a few times now since this game.
Yeah, it's been a while now since he's moved from Hawk, so I think that's a bit in the distance past, especially if you speak to him.
And without him and Sam Reid, does it give you a bit of a different look up forward? Because I guess they've been the two big dogs up in the key forward positions whenever they have been fit.
Yeah, it's a little bit different, but obviously we played a lot of footy with Joel Amarty, we played footy with Hayden McLean, so it's a bit different, but you've also still got the constants like Paps and Haynes forward, so as I said, it's different, but it's not too different.
And more opportunities for someone like a Logan McDonald as well, I imagine?
Yeah, definitely. He's developed really well, played really well last week, and just getting that consistency. It's a tough position at key forward when you're a young age, so he's doing really well and is progressing well. I'm not sure. We haven't gone through the team yet. We'll do that after training and see how everyone goes.
For yourself, the last time you played the Hawks, you had a pretty good game yourself there. You picked up Maximum Brownlow votes as well. I think it was in Launceston. What are your memories of that game?
Yeah, we didn't start too well that game. That's what I remember. But we were able to come through pretty strongly in the end. But it's a completely different side. Hawthorn now, it's very different. And, they've got a lot of young guys that bring a lot of energy. So we've got to be wary of that and be on our A game.
What did you make of the Hawks? I mean, obviously got beaten up a fair bit in round 1. What did you take out of that game?
They can be really dangerous, especially the way they move their footy. And as I said, a lot of the young guys there can be really damaging players if you let them play the way that they want to. So we're going to have to be really sharp this week and expect a fierce contest.
I think you had something like 12 goal kickers last week, including yourself there. I mean, is that one area of your game that you'd like to add more to? I mean, obviously you were playing on the half-back line for a lot of your career, but would you like to kick more goals now if you're playing more regularly in the midfield?
I guess it sort of comes with sometimes when you play midfield pushing forward, but it's just based upon, when it's your turn to go, you go. So, there's not necessarily designated goal kickers. It's just when it's your turn, you take your opportunity.
And with the likes of Blakey, Florent, McInerney, guys like that, do you think that we will now kind of see you permanently in the midfield rather than going back to half-back flank?
I think a bit everywhere, depending on what the team needs in different situations. So I think it's more of a question for Horse.
Your 8th season now, and you're club champion, playing the grand final. Can you sort of look back at how far you've come in 8 seasons in the AFL? What's it like when you sort of look back in your career so far?
Yeah, it goes quick, especially when you say I've played 8 seasons. I haven't really reflected too much. It's just, when you're in the footy season, they come around pretty quickly. So I'm just looking forward to this year. Last year's passed, and I think we got a really exciting next sort of few games up against us, and we're really looking forward to knuckling down and getting into them.
What about as captain? I mean, what were your lessons last year as a leader, and sort of what have you done and tried to improve yourself as a skipper?
I just think you reflect at the end of the year and then work on little things going forward. But it's, the good part about being a captain of this footy club, there's a lot of good leaders and there's a lot of great leaders that have come before us as well. So that are still at the club, Jared McVeigh, Dean Cox and stuff like that. So to being able to lean on those guys for support is really important, and, they're a really awesome hand.
Who's been the biggest help in far as growing your leadership?
Oh, geez, it's a tough one. Horse has been unbelievable. As I said, there's so many to lean on, even Josh Kennedy and Kieran Jack, and to name a few. But don't want to single anyone out because they've all been really massive helps.
When you started the club, obviously you had guys like Joey and Parks and Kieran Jack you mentioned there. Now you kind of, the roles are reversed and now you're helping, I guess, to mentor the next generation of youngsters. Have you learned a lot from those guys you just mentioned that you can now pass on to that next generation of midfielders?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's really important, is to almost follow in their footsteps. They were really open with the way that they helped me, and almost passed on the baton. So I'm hoping to do the same thing. And when you have such great examples, you don't have to look too far as to what to do, which is really awesome in my position. So I'm just sort of following in their footsteps and teaching the people below me is what they did to me.
With someone like Joey not there this year, do you kind of accept even more responsibility in the midfield now that you kind of feel entrenched in that area?
No, I think a lot of people have stepped up. Chad Warner, Errol Gordon's come in there, and James Robot, and they've all really took another step forward, which has been awesome. And I think just to get that great balance inside the midfield, it's not leaning on one or two people. It's a collective role, which is, in our first game was really good.
How good can Chad Warner be?
A very good player. He already is. He's young and is a really good player for us. And you don't want to set too many expectations because he's still a young kid, but he's extremely impressive.
I noticed his younger brother, I think, was in the extended squad this year, so he's getting close. Is he a similar type of player to Chad, or a totally different type of player for those of us that haven't seen a lot of him?
Yeah, he's sort of completely different to Chad. He's a bit more outside wingman, running and a big kick, so a bit different to Chad.
You've seen, compared to the start of last season, how big a difference is there in the playing group, given you've got such a young group overall?
I think the playing group's stayed consistent, but it's just in terms of taking more responsibility on. It's another year. A lot of the boys have had 25 games last year, so that's a big step forward. But it's just constant improvement. That's all we want to do, is be better than what we were yesterday.